Oh, this one is an interesting one. So let me get this straight. You build your own community, you gatekeep it, you scream no outsiders, and the world calls it empowerment, right? But when white people do it, when white folk do it, they do the exact same thing. Suddenly, it's racism. Oppression and a threat to society. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say off top, I don't agree with segregation at all. I believe that we should all be able to live amongst each other. But Black liberals are losing it over this. Not because they're being attacked, but because they're being rejected. Listen.
I hear a far-right extremist group has started its own community in Arkansas. They have the signs up, whites only. You can, whites only, right? This will probably be a sundown town. I love this for you. Stay over there. Keep your graping over there. Keep your racism over there. Keep your fake-ass Christian Bible over there, which you don't live by. Keep your women and their self-hate over there, because when you come out into the communities, just a few days ago, right, your self-hate got one of your women's ass whooped by a teenage black boy. You remember? She ran up on his porch, attacked him, and he knocked her ass out. Stay in Arkansas. This is good. I love this for you. Make sure you create your own grocery stores, your own little places where you can barter with each other. Stay there. No one wants to be bothered with you because you are foul and some horrible ass people. Stay in your communities. I support you. Keep it up. Never leave.
People like this disgust me. Like, I know y'all waiting on my somewhat intellectual response, but she just really disgusts me. I can tell that she does no actual. Okay, let me get back into, hey, you're on a YouTube video right now mode. I mean, just listen to this energy. You don't want them near you. You don't want to share the same space. You know what I mean? You sound like 1950s Alabama, just flipped. But let's call it what it is. You're not upset that they're separating. You're upset you're not invited to their separation. That's the difference. Y'all want exclusive access without reciprocity. You're upset. That ain't equality. That's entitlement. But this ain't just one clip. Watch what happens when the exact same logic shows up on college campuses.
Frankly, they're just...
Oh, and I also want to preface this with, if you've been a long-time follower of this channel, we have reacted to this particular video. But with the context given today,
Frankly, there's just too many white people in here, and this is a space for people of color. So just be...
I find it interesting that a young lady with a relaxer in her hair, to make it appear different than it would appear naturally, more like, I don't know, white people, wants white people to get out of the multicultural center because, as she says, there's too many of them. It's a funny thing about cultures, and having multiple cultures would imply that all cultures are welcome. And contrary to what she may believe, white people have a culture, so they would be allowed in a multicultural center. But let's just, for the sake of discussion, say the tables were turned. Let's say that we were somewhere and somebody's like, oh, there's too many black people, they need to get out. It's almost like, I don't know, they need their own drinking fountain or something. Oh, wait, we tried that and it was racist.
Firstly, let's listen to the entire video and see what she actually said about the Multicultural Center.
If y'all didn't know, this is the MSC, and frankly, there's just too many white people in here, and this is a space for people of color. So just be really cognizant of the space that you're taking up, because it does make some of us POCs uncomfortable when we see too many white people in here. It's only been open for 4 days, and frankly, there's the whole university for a lot of y'all to be at, and there's very few spaces for us. So keep that in mind.
There was
She said, let's run a full clip like it was going to make her case better. I haven't even heard what this woman says. Pretty young woman, but...
absolutely nothing wrong with what that person said. Nothing.
Nothing wrong. Oh, I take it back.
Reframe it so that people like the guy in that video can understand. It's like when straight people go to gay bars. Let's talk about straight women. They go to gay bars because they feel more comfortable, there's not creepy men hitting on them, and they can just be free. But there aren't that many gay bars. And the queer people who are actually in those bars are looking to interact with other queer people. So when straight people infiltrate those spaces, it makes us uncomfortable. And the key thing here is there aren't that many gay bars, but there are a ton of straight clubs. Like, you can go literally anywhere else. Same idea with the multicultural center. Clearly it's a space for POC to relax, breathe, take a break from white people, because a lot of the times white people make us uncomfortable. Sometimes we want a safe space where we can express our feelings to another person who understands us about something racist we experienced that day. Or we just want to be able to do our work without someone coming up and saying, oh my gosh, I love your hair, how did you do it? Or sit down and have lunch and not have someone come over and say, oh my god, what is that? That food looks super weird. The reason there's so much outrage about this video is because white people aren't used to being excluded from spaces. White people aren't used to being told no. White people have the privilege of navigating the world with this idea in mind that they are welcomed and accepted and wanted everywhere. So whenever non-white people set a boundary, they get upset because they can't fathom the idea that they're not wanted somewhere, because they've never had to deal with that before.
You ever notice the word multicultural suddenly has fine print when white people walk in? I mean, let's stop playing games. Multicultural means all cultures, okay? That includes white, that includes everybody. But the moment a few white kids show up to an all-black space, suddenly it's too many. Suddenly you're becoming what you alleged that we fought against, that you are becoming what we, in terms of American history, progressed from. Like, that's not justice. That's a quota. And here's the twist no one mentions. The girl speaking, I mean, relaxed hair, Western fashion, cell phone, American college. All privileges created by the very culture she's pretending doesn't belong. So let's keep it real. You don't want a multicultural space. You want a segregated space that lets you feel superior without being challenged. And now you're mad that it's happening on the other side. You want to sit in a room where everyone agrees with your trauma, but no one can ask questions. You want access to the entire world while building a wall around the corner of it. And when someone calls you out, you say you don't understand. We understand. We just don't submit. Now, here's the part they'll never admit. This was never about safe space. It's about the C word, control. And the second white folks said, cool. You know what? We're going to find our own spot too. That illusion quickly shattered. Now watch what happens when the mirror gets flipped side by side. Same blueprint, but only one gets burned at the stake. Let me go ahead and roll this.
There is a whites-only community being built in the Ozarks. I'm really disturbed. This seems like a reintroduction to segregation. There is a whites-only community being built in the Ozarks.
I'm going to let it play 2 more times until it registers to you what's on your screen.
I'm really disturbed. This seems like a reintroduction to segregation. There is a whites-only community being built in the Ozarks. I'm really disturbed. This seems like a reintroduction to segregation. There is
It's only segregation when white people do it, right? I mean, no voiceover needed. The hypocrisy speaks louder than any argument. Same concept, same goal. Y'all, look at. Same concept, same goal. I've been off the screen the whole time like this. My fault, y'all. It's hard for me to see. Let me probably bring this over here a little bit. Yeah, same concept, same goal, but only one group gets to do it without being labeled hate-filled or dangerous or supremacist. And the moment white folks actually accept that rejection and say, fine, we'll go with it. We'll just go build our own, you know? Of course, this is the reaction you get.
We don't give a fuck about these communities putting up whites-only signs and creating whites-only communities. We don't give a fuck. This is not 1923. You not scaring us.
Let me get y'all some game. If somebody says they don't give a fuck, I'm sorry, I have to, somebody says that and proceeds to explain why they do actually get, okay.
We don't give a fuck. If you can't live next to black people without wanting to kill and harm them, people of color, period, black and brown, then maybe you need to take your ass into seclusion. Let them build their own communities. We don't have to deal with their ass no more. Let them build their own damn stores. If they want to be ignorant and separate themselves from the rest of the of society, us, because it's full of too much color, let them take their ass on somewhere. I don't give a fuck. Because honestly, they don't deserve to stay next to us. If all they want to do is kill and harass us because we black or we brown, whatever pertains to you, let them take their ass on where they happy. Good. Goodbye. Because we sick of this shit anyway. Let them do what make them happy. We can get them the fuck out our face. The rest of us can live in peace and harmony, and we don't have to worry about no more of they bullshit. Let them fucking go.
I'm sorry, but as a black man, I cannot say that I'ma just live in peace and harmony around just black people. It's people, man, quit playing, bro. We got neighbors that we go, hey, man, we ain't messing with them. Nope. Not because we are racist, you know what I'm saying? Maybe because we don't share a certain ideology, or I see that they handle a certain scenario or their household in a certain way that I don't want my kids around. I don't want them exposed to. I mean, look. We all get to pick. This is life, bro. We all get to pick and choose. You know what I'm saying? It don't mean that I'm prejudiced towards them. Like, if I see them and say, hey, how you doing? Woo, woo, woo. I'm not like actively working a plan in my mind to just be against my neighbors, but I'm taking mental notes. I'm a father who's raising kids. So, hey, I have to make sure that I'm looking at my kids and looking at, their surround. Anyhow, let me not deviate. You say you don't care, but you cared enough to film a whole video about it. You cared enough to curse, shout, threaten, and rage, because deep down you didn't expect to be excluded from the very thing that, people like us demanded. It was never about separation. I'm telling y'all, it's always about the C word. Now contrast all that rage with a man who actually served this country and sees it for what it really is.
So there's a bunch of white people that believe that they should have their own white community and nobody else should be allowed in. And I do believe that this is kind of a separatist or a supremacist ideology. Now, I'm not actually against this. The reason why is because there's black communities who believe in the exact same thing, and they don't want anybody coming into their communities. The only thing that I would ask is that the government provide things like Planned Parenthood. I'd also like the government to fool them into voting just one way every single time. I mean, if you truly believe that white is right and you should do everything the white way, I believe that you should do it just like the black communities who believe that they need to be separated from all other colors because their way is the right way as well. Bottom line is if you are racist, I don't support you in any shape or form. At the end of the day, this green shirt that I'm wearing is a shirt that I wore in the Marine Corps, and I've had it for years, and I love wearing this shirt, especially to work out in it. And whenever I put this shirt on, it reminds me that everybody's just a different shade of green, and we were all treated the same way in the military.
Oh, wow.
And that was a beautiful thing because you just didn't look at color, But yeah, go ahead. I support you building your own white community, because if black people can do it, you can do it too.
I mean, it's the type of wisdom the media hates. He's not angry. He's not bitter. But he is done with the double standards. That's all. You want separate communities? Fine. Go for it. But don't cry foul when the same rule is applied to you. So what's the deal with this actual whites-only town in Arkansas? Let's hear it straight from them real quick, yo.
My name's Nikki, N-I-K-I, I'm 32. I'm a lady.
This is Return to the Land, a group of millennials who organised online to build something radical and controversial. A town for white people only, that they insist is completely legal. We spent several days with them, watching as the men set about the physical labour of building out the site.
I just realized I look like an ICE agent.
All the while, the women of the group took on the more typically trad, homesteading type roles.
I guess I found the people through Twitter that ended up starting this project, actually spearheading it, and I went out to the first April event last year, and it was really fun.
The sort of white-only aspect of this, how important is that to you guys?
Given the premise that it's something that is kind of off limits for whites but is okay by implication for other groups, I do feel it's necessary to carve that out, and you kind of have to do it yourself.
It's kind of like if we don't do this, the laws are only getting worse as far as freedom of association goes. So it's kind of like we have to do this, or there might come a time where it's not possible to.
Yeah, you guys are aware sort of, people are going to be watching, it's going to be controversial.
I think people just have a large misunderstanding of what's happening here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's the biggest misunderstanding?
Well,
that we hate everyone else.
yeah,
it's not about that by any means.
It's a loving movement.
I mean, on that aspect of it being loving, I suppose the counter argument would be it could be a very loving community if you're part of the community, but if you're black, or if you're Jewish, or if you're gay, you can't be part of that community.
They can have their own communities, and they already do, and I think that's great for them. And it's like, if other people are allowed to do it, I don't really see why whites aren't allowed to do it. It doesn't make any sense. So it's important for me to do this for my ancestors, my friends, my family, my children, my children's children.
The leader, Eric Orwell, wants the community to grow and further what he calls traditional white American culture. And the group is explicit about this. It has an online fundraiser to give cash rewards to parents of newborns as a means to incentivize population growth. Just before we arrived, they donated $1,000 to a family for having their 6th child.
Is that part of the mission as well, to sort of have big families, to make the community bigger? Is there a sort of pressure there?
I don't feel particularly myself, I don't feel any pressure to like have a big family. I think there's a kind of expectation here that you do want to, as part of helping grow this thing, that you're going to have kids.
Yeah. I mean, you listen closely, she wasn't saying we hate you. They were saying you already did this, so, we're just following suit. I mean, they call it a loving movement, I'm sorry. And whether you believe that or not, it exposes the bigger question. If black-only safe spaces are a civil right, why is white-only living suddenly a criminal mindset? Look, I'm not here to just take up for one particular group, just that group. I'm here to take up for truth, bro. That's it. So to the people that's going to be in the comments, not too many, but, oh, look at this guy over here taking up for the woo-woo-woo. Bro, I'm literally just pointing out objective facts. That's it. Forget how I feel. I'm not one of those your truth, my truth people. I'm the truth only. And here's where the narrative gets locked in. When the media shows you its hand.
No blacks, no Jews, no gays. High up in the Ozark Hills in the state of Arkansas, dozens of people have been working hard, building houses and a new type of community. It's called Return to the Land, and it is a town open to white people only. They are millennials and Gen Z, and this is a new update of age-old prejudice.
What we've done here is establish a place where we have control over who our neighbors are, and that is just for the sake of preserving, our culture.
And that culture, effectively, we're saying this is a white culture, a whites-only place.
White American culture.
But what this sounds like is bringing back segregation. Is that a fair assessment?
It's free association. So we're not trying to keep other people down. This is a small settlement in the middle of the Ozarks.
But they are being kept out, even if...
you don't let everyone into your home.
Around 40 people live here. Hundreds more from across the world have paid to be members. And while the men do the physical labour, the women take care of the children who live here full time.
It could be a very loving community if you're part of the community, but if you're black, or if you're Jewish, or if you're gay, you can't be part of that community.
They can have their own communities, and they already do.
You might be wondering how any of this can be legal. Return to the Land is structured as a private members association. which they believe allows them to discriminate on the basis of ethnicity, along with other factors. That has yet to be tested in the courts and may well fail. The Arkansas Attorney General has said his office is now reviewing the matter as a result of our reporting, and that there is no room for racial discrimination in Arkansas or anywhere in
I mean, here come the headlines, the lawsuits, and the panic. I'm just asking, what was this energy when black only or Asian only clubs or LGBT only, dorms were announced? That's all I'm asking. This ain't about justice. I ain't even finna say what it's about, because you already know. They want everyone separated. Just not equally. So let me ask Team Think a question real quick, okay? When did equality become a one-way street? When? I really want to know, because I thought separate but equal was wrong. But apparently it's fine if it's done by the right group. You want to know why they really mad? Because white people didn't ask for permission this time. That's why. Follow me on X and Rumble if you haven't already. Y'all be safe. Go check on somebody today. You can quite literally be saving their life. Peace.